All right, stop me if you've heard this one before. We have oil canning on the roof. Not happy about it. Got an idea for how to fix it. I'm gonna use a torch. We're gonna stretch this, shrink it, tighten it back up, do some body filler on the roof, see if we can't get this tightened up. Don't know if it's gonna work. Hang on a second. 6 hours later, here we are, and it's done. It doesn't move. There's no more oil canning. All right, we spent 6 hours today doing this. Got this roof, fixed the oil can issue, had dents, had to skim the entire roof. Took us about 6 hours to get it done. Didn't quite make it to primer, but we're right on top of it. If you're interested in seeing how we got this done this weekend, please stay tuned. Hey, welcome to another episode of Restore Christine. Today we're working on a Bel Air, and it's a little area of concern. I'm frustrated with the roof. I discovered after doing all the body work all around the perimeter that the roof itself had a little bit of oil canning in it. And if you don't pay attention to it, you know, if you're working on sides, I just never noticed it. And it's something that's sensitive to temperature. So when I was working on it in the winter months, it wasn't so sensitive, but then when I was working on it as it got warmer, it started to get a little more pronounced. So I've seen some videos, particularly one by Carl Fisher with Make It Custom, spelled with a K. He's got a great channel. That dude's super talented. You know, I'm nowhere near where he is. I'm a weekend warrior hobbyist in my garage, and that dude's a professional. But anyway, I've seen him do a video on how to fix oil canning, and it involves an oxyacetylene torch. What he does is he heats up a spot to where it's cherry red, and then he takes a ball peen and strikes it once and stretches it, and then uses a dolly and a body hammer and flattens that stretch part back into itself, and then when it cools off, it shrinks and it tightens up the entire area. So what he does is he looks for the center of wherever that oil canning is, and then that's where he puts his mark. And then after he does everything, then he'll look, and if he has any more oil canning, then he'll look to see where that center is, and then he'll put a mark there and do the same thing until he gets it all tightened up and taken out. I've never been able to successfully do that, but I'm going to try. I think I have a spot over here, and I probably might have a spot over there. I don't think it's just going to end here. But what I'm doing is I'm standing on a 2-foot step ladder, and this is high up in the air. This is going to be hard to do all day long. I'm going to have to do body filler over a skim coat over the majority of this roof. I'm going to be working with an 8-inch Bondo hog. I'm going to be working with a 16-inch air file. 2 different kinds of body filler, Roberto Maxi Fill and Roberto Maxi Light. Hopefully I can get this roof together, and once I get this roof done, then I can move my attention to the front cap. So this is where we're at today. So let me get my torch out. Let me go ahead and try to start taking care of this oil canning, and we'll see if we can't get this done. So cross our fingers, here we go. All right, I put a mark where I'm gonna hit it, and I decided that the easier thing for me to do is to use my ball peen hammer. Use a ball peen hammer, use a round part. I'm gonna strike it from the bottom, because it's easier for me to hold my hand underneath and hammer down than to try to like go from the top up. So I'm gonna try to strike it up and then knock it back down with my body hammer. So I'm gonna use this body hammer, and I'm gonna use a dolly here. So let's give this a shot. Cord's all twisted. More flame than that. get a cherry red, peeling the paint off. You can see it stretching already. Right now we got a stretch mark up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the hammer and dolly and I'm going to strike that down while it's still warm. Go team! Man, I will stress you out. Oh man. Well, shoot. I tightened it up a lot, but it's still warm. So let me continue working that dent. All right, I forgot to mention one of the parts, which is cooling it off with the rag. So I'm not quite sure that I did this just right, but it definitely tightened it up a little bit. It moved my center over here a little bit. It's not nearly as bad as it was. This is dented down, and I thought I was going to do well by like this. I think I might be better hammering from the bottom because I got some length, and I think it'd be less awkward for me to do it from the bottom. Oh man, all right, all you experts in the audience, my apologies. My apologies. You know, I said I've never been able to successfully do this. I'm trying it. I'm just trying. So, I might have to shrink these a little further. I'm not sure. Maybe I don't have enough heat in it. I don't know. But it's tightening up, I think. So I got one more. It's real close, right there. 1, 2, 3. So we'll do a third one. Now that it's cooled off, it's real close. It's just a little bit, it takes a bit to get it, so it's kind of like right in the center of all this. I'm going to do one more right in the center, and I think that ought to have it. That ought to get it. All right, fourth time seems to have done it. It's not, it's dented, but it's not oil canning. It's not pucka-pucking. So it's dented a little bit more than I would want. I don't want to stretch it anymore, because if I stretch it anymore, it's going to want to start oil canning again. So I'm going to go ahead and mix with some body filler. Well, actually, I'm going to take my 8-inch Bondo Hog and I'm going to scuff this whole area, and I'm going to see what I'm dealing with and see where I need body filler. I know I need body filler here and over, you know, in this area. All right, unfortunately, I did find a little bit more oil canning on the passenger side. A little bit right here. Let's see if I can find it again. It's small. Well, there you go. It's right here. Tiny bit right there. There's that, and I think, yeah, there's a bigger one back here. So I got a tiny one right here and a bigger one right there. And mark them. So what I'll probably do is it's difficult for me to do this and video it at the same time, so forgive me. I'm going to go ahead and film these off camera and just do these and then come back to them. But one thing I did notice is when I was passing over with the Bondo Hog, you can probably see it. You can probably see the sheen, dull. This whole roof has got little bitty tiny little waves. I'm gonna end up having to pass a skim coat over this entire deck. That is work. So, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it even if it kills me. So I'm gonna fix this oil can, that oil can, finish stuffing the rest of this roof, mix some body filler. Let's go. Just when things were going good, I was 98% of the way there. I was sanding the last little bit, and I was going to turn around and mix up some primer, and I was going to shoot some primer, and I had a fitting fail on the compressor. Let me show you what I got. So I've got this Quincy compressor. I built a cooling system for it to dry it, and right off the manifold I had a copper line that came from here to here, and it failed. It got so hot it started to overwhelm the solder, so it's all sweated connections. And here's a piece of parts. So anyway, c'est la vie. All right, so we're gonna have to stop it here, but let me show you what we finished. What we finished with. I'm a little tired here. All right, so here it is. I mean, it is straight. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. You know, if you were paying attention to what I had going on, you know, there's a cross right in the middle, and it was high and high right on the cross, and that's because that's where the beam is here. And I don't know what happened, but there was a high spot, a ridge down the middle, and there was a ridge right over that beam, but it looks really, really good. Let me see if I can climb on the trunk, give you a better look. There you go. All right. But I mean, it is smooth and straight, and it just needs about 10 more minutes of sanding, and then it can be primed. So that's gonna do it. Another episode in the books. Thank you for sticking with me. This took the better part of a day, man. I've been at it. It's about 6 hours. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of square footage. But, you know, perseverance. Hey, yay, air tools. So, if you're liking my videos, I'd appreciate if you give them a thumbs up. And if you're enjoying the channel, a subscription would be awesome. So, until I see you next time, please take care of yourself. Cheers.